What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. Alright, so we're going to start things off with an update from Eli Morais. Eli is going to be competing at the Sao Paulo Pro this weekend, which is one show not getting a lot of coverage out there. But Eli is looking very impressive in these updates. Eli turned pro in 2020 at the NPC Muscle Contest International as a middleweight, actually. He competed in 2022 in Classic Physique at the Muscle Contest Ironburg ABC Pro Show, where he took 9th place, and it looks like he's making the switch over to 212. He's reportedly put on 16 kilograms during his last offseason, and we know that shorter guys in Classic are usually the ones that have the most trouble making weight, so he looks like a shorter guy to me, and being a shorter guy, I think he's better suited to be more competitive in the 212. He's got those classic lines, but he's also got a good X-frame, pretty good pop to the muscle, good flow overall, especially from the front, good quad sweep, so he's got a lot of characteristics that are being rewarded in the bodybuilding divisions these days. The hamstrings are in. I think he needs to get a bit more conditioned in the glutes and gain some size in the back in general. I think he would benefit from more roundness to the shoulders to really make those front shots pop too. But if he's making the full switch to 212 and he gets another offseason under his belt and gains some size, I think Eli could really do some damage at some of these, mid-level pro shows for now. And who knows, the upcoming Sao Paulo Pro really isn't that big of a show, so we might just see Eli punch his ticket to the Olympia, and you know what? He's in his hometown no less, so best of luck to Eli this weekend. Alright, next up, Keone Pearson drops a very impressive physique update at 14 weeks out, and this is a fantastic starting point for him to really start gradually leaning down and retaining that muscle, because you gotta remember a couple of things when it comes to Keone. He's still a very young competitor, so he really needs to put an emphasis on retaining that hard-earned muscle by not cutting down too quickly. And he's a young guy, so he needs to keep building on that base. But the other thing is, Keone weighed in at around 220 pounds only about 13 weeks ago, and he might be a bit heavier now, but making the 212 weight cap, I don't think is going to be an issue. So, Keone may have even more room to grow, which makes him very dangerous this year. I think we all expected Keone to place higher than 6th at last year's Olympia, and many think that he was robbed of a top 5 finish. So maybe that's the fuel behind what we've been seeing from Keone since then. And judging by what I see now, Keone has a serious shot at cracking that top 3 at this year's Olympia. Alright, next up, Justin Shier drops a physique update at 10 weeks out from the Chicago Pro and his pro debut, and we really haven't seen any major physique updates from Justin since he announced his intent to do Chicago at 15 weeks out. So, Justin looks like he's at a good level for 10 weeks out here. These pictures were apparently taken while he was fasted during a morning check-in with his coach Matt Jansen. So, we only have these two poses to work with. But in the front relax, the arms look good, the quads look good, he looks very wide across the shoulders. In the front double bicep, the proportions from top to bottom match up very well. He's got good arms, good quad sweep. Maybe he could use some more size to the chest, and I think he would benefit from really crunching down on his abs, because structurally, he looks like he has a bit of a longer torso, or he's elongating his midsection in this pose, I'm not sure. But Justin does have a very specific approach to his training. There's no ego lifting here with Justin, and he's consistently progressing his training to fill those gaps in his physique. Now, Justin will be going up against Blessing Awodibu at the Chicago Pro, and the question is, can Justin beat Blessing? And I think that's kind of a hard question to really answer right now, because Blessing, we know, is going to be really hard to beat in the back shots. He's got crazy width in the back, and Blessing does have incredible shape. He's going to be a very difficult bodybuilder to defeat. Now, Justin could potentially beat Blessing if he shows up with inside-out conditioning and doesn't sacrifice any muscle during the next 10 weeks, because I do think that Matt Jansen will peak Justin better than Blessing will peak himself, because remember, Blessing is coaching himself. So, I think it's definitely possible for Justin to take the win here, but we'll have a better idea as we get closer to the show. Alright, so last up, with the New York Pro coming up just this weekend, Kerrith Bajjo drops a warning shot at 5 days out to anyone who thinks that they're going to come in and think they're taking home that 212 title in New York. Kerrith has really been ready for weeks for this show, and I think this puts everyone on notice. We know in the Open at the New York Pro, there are going to be some pretty good battles, but the conditioning and the hard, grainy, dense muscle that Kerrith has, I think is going to be absolutely unrivaled on that stage in 212. His level of conditioning is just so impressive. The balance from top to bottom is there, the width to the back, the tight midsection. He's really put together an impressive package this year. And remember guys, this is the third time Kerrith is competing in New York. He took third place back in 2019, and he's looking to make it third time's a charm here for the win. And Kerrith won't be shutting it down after New York either. He's actually announced that he will also compete at the Texas Pro this season, which is a title he actually took home in 2022 to qualify for the Olympia. So, we can expect to see Kerrith looking to improve on his 7th place finish at the Olympia, and it looks like he's on track to bring his best look to stage that we've seen to date. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.